Hi guys, welcome back to Liming with Courtney. It's been a minute since I have been on my channel, I know. But I had to come back to discuss the new season of Love is Blind. Oh my gosh. Like, off the bat, I don't know if these persons are actors and actresses, but let's just say their behavior is quite unusual. Now we know that from the first season, we've had couples who have had a connection while they're in the pods, and then when they go into the real world, things tend to break down. But this time around, I just feel like all the connections seem strained. Like it's not genuine. So I don't know what to think. So of course we have what, 6 couples? Anyway, pardon me if I forget the names because I tend to remember people by events. I'm really bad with names, so I apologize in advance, right? Alright, so the first couple I'd like to discuss is Sheik and his wife. Oh. They are an Indian couple, and they both indicated that they have never dated a brown person. They have only dated white blondes. And so them getting connected with each other was something quite new. They indicated that they're not really traditional when it comes to an Indian wedding. They don't need to partake in the usual events. That's fine. Here is where the problem is. Sheikh, as he refers to himself as, likes to have a woman who he can put on his shoulders while he is raving, like it's a big deal for him. Yeah, in the same breath, homeboy is like, I don't really want to focus on the exterior. I need somebody who's going to be supportive of me while I do my vet clinic and just go along this path of being an entrepreneur. Yeah, guys, so Sheikh is married to Deepti. Sheikh is 33, Deepti is 31, right? And Deepti revealed during the pod session, or one of the pod sessions, that she was overweight at a certain point in her life, that she had a dramatic weight loss, and she revealed that as just some information about herself. When she revealed that in her confessional, she indicated she was a little taken aback when Sheikh said he wanted somebody that he could put on his shoulders. So I was thinking, why get with him if you have this concern? Anyhow, Sheikh indicated that he too had lost weight. He was chubby when he was much younger. So I thought that, okay, they will be able to connect on this point. Anyway, fast forward throughout the episodes, you see where Sheikh has no interest in Deepti. No interest whatsoever. And when they go on the honeymoon in Cancun, Mexico, one of the saddest parts for me was when they had the meet and greet for all the couples, and Sheikh proceeded to tell the male cast members that he's not attracted to Deepti, that he sees her as an auntie. They are close in terms of have a lot of things in common, but it's like a bromance, so to speak. I just thought to myself, wow, you don't even know these men that long, and then you are talking about your fiance to them in this manner. If you're not interested and you're not going to give the young lady a fair chance, then leave the show. But I don't know if they're contractually obligated to stay. Perhaps that's why, and that should they leave the show, then of course there may be financial penalties for doing that. Anyway, and when they went to the cenote I noticed that when she was in the water, her thighs, because of the significant weight loss, which is this is a natural thing, her thighs may not be as firm as it would be for someone who had not lost a lot of weight. And I am hoping that if she sees that, she doesn't feel insecure about herself, because if she wanted to lose weight, as in that was her decision, and she lost as many pounds as she did, that's an accomplishment and she should be proud of herself. And it's only natural that you may have skin or parts of your body that's not as firm as other parts. That's normal. So I really hope that she doesn't feel insecure about that, because this man, I mean, he's just not right for her. I'm sorry. He's 33. You would think that by this stage he would have a little bit more tact, but clearly he does not. Anyway, so moving on to Daniel and Shane. Daniel is Asian and Shane is Caucasian. The reason I mention this is that Natalie indicated when she was at the host, the pod, whatever you call it, she indicated that oftentimes persons, when they see her because of her Asian descent, they think that she is going to be submissive when she's quite the opposite. And so she was looking forward to being on this show. I can understand where persons may feel like they are being placed in a particular box because of their ethnicity, and if she felt that this is the best platform for her to meet someone who is genuinely interested in her and they don't have any preconceptions about her, then that's good. What is sad though is she went on this platform, but then she got with someone who really treated her like a second option. It's not unknown that Shane preferred Sheena. So Natalie should have kept her pride and kept it moving once she went into the pod and Shane referred to her as Sheena. Like, there's no way to recover from that. It's not like they're just having a casual conversation, there's a slip of the tongue. It just doesn't sit well with me. And on top of that, like, I'm sorry, the way that Shane speaks, I mean, if I met him in the pod, first of all, I'd think that he's like 20, 21. He sounds like, oh my gosh, I'm a college dude, let's go and do some beer bongs or beer pong. No, beer pong, I think that's the name of it, the game. Yeah, that's what I would think. Anyway, I just don't get the feeling that he's serious about marriage. And also, when they were on the honeymoon, he spilled so much that didn't need to be said publicly. Meaning, it was based on what has been described, it's obvious that they were intimate with each other. Why do you need to share that with everybody? You know? Anyway, he was complaining to Natalie that she's not as affectionate, lovey-dovey as he is. She explained to him already that she's an introvert whilst he's an extrovert, but he seems really offended. And what he likes to do, he's a gaslighter. He flips the switch and starts to let Natalie feel bad about herself, and then he decides to leave the conversation. I think that's immature. Anyway, then we have Jarrett. And Jarrett and Ayanna. Jarrett is 32, Ayanna is 27. Ayanna indicated that her upbringing was not the traditional upbringing. Her biological mom raised her until a certain point, and then she went and lived with other persons. And she revealed on the show that she was sexually assaulted when she was a teenager. Jarrett shared with Ayanna that a year ago his close friend stabbed him, which resulted in him, Jarrett, being hospitalized, being placed in the ICU for a very long time. I think it was about a year. Now, them sharing those intimate details with each other, one would think off the bat that, yep, this is it, this is gonna be the couple. But then Jarrett wasn't interested in Ayanna, he was interested in Mallory. Who, I'm sorry, who strikes me as a have fun kind of girl, like she's not serious. And he asked Mallory what would her reaction be if he were to propose to her, and she told him that she wouldn't accept the proposal. And then Ayanna knew about this, and she said she's not gonna be anyone's backup choice. And I thought, yeah, girl, do you leave with your dignity. But then she went around and got back with Jarrett. And then to add insult to injury, when they were on the honeymoon, there Jarrett was talking up to Mallory, talking about the ring that Mallory's fiance got her. It's not the one Mallory would have wanted. Mallory wanted a gold band, and I'm just like, homie, seriously? Are you for real? Are you for real? Anyway, speaking of Mallory, Mallory is engaged to Sal. Oh, and I should say Jarrett is 32 and Ayanna is 27. Ayanna is the youngest of the bunch. So Mallory, who is 32, is engaged to Sal, who is 31. Sal is such a sweetheart. And he sees that Mallory is not as attracted to him as he once thought that she was. And he's really trying his best with the relationship, but it's obvious that she doesn't want him. I don't know why she's staying with him. I don't know why she decided to choose him, but she doesn't want him. So, really there's not much to say in terms of the two of them. I don't understand. I don't understand why she has put herself in this situation, but as I said, I don't think she's attracted to him, so that's just the end of that. Last but not least, we have Kyle and Shino. Sheena indicates that she is a Christian, a devout Christian. Kyle says that he grew up in a Catholic household, but he's an atheist. So there is obviously religious differences between them. Or I should say one believes in religion, the other doesn't. This guy, Kyle, who is a contractor by profession, and he is 27, while Sheena is 32. He went ahead and gave Sheena, this girl he knew for 2 minutes, his mother's engagement ring. And according to him, his mama never knew about it. Now, seriously. And on top of that, he claims that he doesn't eat meat. He's a vegetarian. And homegirl was eating her steak and saying, no, try it. And then he just went ahead and tried it. I don't know. For someone who has not had meat for such a long time, I didn't really see any negative reaction coming from him. I don't drink soda, and I have been somewhere before where I've ordered like a fruit punch, and it's mixed, and as I sip it, I can tell that they had put some sort of carbonated beverage in it, because immediately it affects me. So I thought that, whoa, this is interesting that he's just eating meat, and he's like, yeah, this is my first time eating meat. Anyway, then she said to him, and this is on the honeymoon, men need to eat bread. What do you mean by that? Like, basically she's saying that she finds it weird if a man doesn't eat bread. Sheena. Anyway, she is in love with Shane. And because I guess the name just sounds so fascinating, like Shane and Sheena, that she wanted them to be together and have little shades. But anyway, they're each engaged to someone else. Well, homegirl Sheena didn't even stay for the rest of the honeymoon. She said, listen, I want us to be in different rooms. Then she just said, you know what, I want us to be in different countries. Because remember, they're in honeymooning. They were honeymooning in Mexico. Homegirl flew back to the US. Deuces, you know, that's what she was basically saying. So anyway, we are now up to episode 5 on Netflix. They have just moved into their apartments. Shino and Kyle had a little conversation. She's just saying to him, listen dude, we really have too much that is going against us. And he's just like, well, you're the one for me. I've always wanted someone like you, and I'm so happy I've met you. And I'm like, oh, wow, after what, 10 days, 7 days? She's the one for you. This woman who left you on your honeymoon, or whatever they call it, fiance moon. She's the one for you, really. We also have Nick and Danielle. Danielle is 29, Nick is 36. Nick is my favorite. He was my favorite in the pods, and when they went on vacation in Mexico, I still enjoyed him. Danielle is very, very, very insecure, and she makes that clear. She also suffers from anxiety. Her insecurity comes from the fact that, according to her, when she was a child, there was a guy that she liked, and then he was like, ew, you're fat, or something of the sort. And even though she has lost the weight, she's, I guess, mentally, she hasn't freed herself from the physique that she had as a child or growing up. So it's obvious that should Nick not keep in contact with her for an entire day or part of a day, all sorts of scenarios are going to go through her head. And I just don't think Nick, at his age, his stage in life, that he needs to be in that kind of drama. I'm sorry, I know he proposed to her and he's trying to make things work, but Nick Daniel ain't the one. She's not the one for you. She is not. I mean, she blew up on the guy. Yes, she was sick. She was in her room, well, in their hotel room. She was vomiting. She had to be in the bathroom constantly, and he left to go to the event. But she needs to remember that they are on a show where cast members are expected to attend the events. If she said that he left for 3 hours and she would have been more comfortable with him going for 1, then she should have said to him, especially this early, because everyone is getting to know each other, right? Listen, honey, I didn't mind that you went to the event, but I felt kind of hurt that you spent 3 hours. You could have just spent 1, show your face, mingle with everybody, and then come back home because you knew I was sick, right? So she didn't approach it like that. When he came in, she just cursed him out, like really cursed him out. Showed him that she doesn't trust him. I was like, oh, you get to not trusting him because he went to an event for 3 hours where there's a camera crew and you have other couples. I don't know. Anyway, Nick is still my favorite, then Sal, but the couple them not ready. Anyway, I don't know who is going to be the it couple from this group. Jared disrespects Ayanna in front of her face. Mr. Shake doesn't like a bone in deep tea. The saddest part was when they were sitting at dinner and she was there rubbing his hand, and at least from the clips that I saw, he didn't rub her hand, not even once. So anyway, so far out of 5, even though the love connection is not there, the drama has been there. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I would love to see an empress like me, like my complexion on the show, but I guess it's whomever got proposed made the cut. Anyway, Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, this has been Liming with Courtney. Bye. Deuces.